Excuse me. Also, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's mukbang, I'm finally doing the highly requested all-American breakfast mukbang. I've gotten so many requests to do a American breakfast mukbang, and I've been putting it off because I'm not the biggest fan of American breakfast. Like, literally out of everything on this tray, the only thing I actually eat or would eat by choice are the pancakes and the toast and maybe the tofu scramble. I just am not a big vegan meat fan, and I love hash browns, but they're not my first choice. Anyway, I thought it fitting because apparently this month is All-American Breakfast Month. I thought it would be the perfect time to actually do this video and get it out of the way. And who knows, maybe I'll like the stuff. You never know unless you try, right? Also, I really want to thank you guys so much for all of the birthday wishes. They seriously made my day. They were probably one of my favorite things about my birthday because you guys are just so sweet, and it means the world to me, even though you guys don't even really know me personally. Like, I feel like I know you guys, and you just wishing me happy birthday is just so special to me. So I really appreciate that, and I love you guys. And yeah. So let's just get started. I honestly don't even know if there's a specific way that people eat American breakfast. So I'm kind of just gonna go for it. I'm very curious about these sausages. So these are the Beyond sausages. They look pretty creepy. And even before I was vegan, I didn't like sausages, so the smell of them was nostalgic and like it reminded me of times with my cousins, but other than that, but these don't smell anything like that. Okay, that's actually not that bad. It helps knowing that it's made from plants, but I will say the texture is pretty spot on. I'm not a huge fan of the texture. I also brought some ketchup for the hash browns. Solid. Also for today, I'm going to be kind of talking about my childhood a little bit because my mom the other day was going through some old stuff from when I was a kid, and she pulled out this piece of paper, and it was a note to her from me ages ago, and it just reminded me of my childhood, and I kind of was reminiscing, and I really want to talk about it. So yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But this is tofu scramble. I used to eat tofu scramble for breakfast pretty frequently. Not so much anymore, but if it's done right, it's bomb. So this is literally, like, I didn't follow a recipe. I just throw spices in a pan with tofu and then cook it. And then this is vegan buttered toast. Oh my gosh. That tofu scramble is bomb. Paired with the toast too. Oh yeah. So the whole note thing reminded me of how I just loved to write notes all the time. Like, I would just write notes to people whenever I got the chance, simply because I wanted to get notes back from people. So it was purely selfish. But I remember I literally had these little books that I kept. They were just these little journals. One of them was like a Barbie one, but I kept those, and every time someone would come over, even if they were my parents' friends and I didn't know them that well, I'd be like, write me a note. Or I think I would say, like, put your signature in this so I can remember you, but write a note with it or something like that. I don't know. I just loved receiving notes. Oh my gosh, and my cousin and I would go into my grandma's bathroom over summer, and we would always take papers and markers with us and write notes and slip it underneath the door and just pass notes back and forth. Yeah. Don't know why we did it in the bathroom, but those were some of the best times ever. The hash brown is pretty bland in comparison to the tofu scramble. Okay. Vegan bacon. This is from the brand Light Life. I've had their bacon before, but I forgot I actually really like it. There are very few vegan bacons that I actually like. In fact, out of all the ones I've tried, I think Light Life is the only one that I actually like. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I also brought up this huge tortilla to kind of make a breakfast burrito. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Let me just set it down over here, I guess. I'm probably gonna cut a lot of this portion out because it's gonna take me forever, so. Okay. Then I'm gonna add some bacon. A hash brown, ketchup, and I also brought up some Cholula. This is my favorite spicy hot sauce. So good. Okay, now to wrap. Yes. Boom. Okay. Who needs to go out and buy breakfast wraps when you can just make them like this at home? So, as a kid, I have always loved dancing. I remember at least every Sunday evening, if not more throughout the week, but it was usually every Sunday evening, I would put in music and I would just dance around to that music. I did it all the time. It was so, I don't know, like, well, first of all, I've had a ton of energy ever since I was a kid. I was a crazy child, so dancing around was probably a really good form of me to get my energy out. But it was, I've always just felt so good doing it. I don't know. I've just always loved it. But I just put whatever music in and just dance around in the living room. And I was all set for life. Okay, I need to get into these pancakes before I get way too full. I'm just scooting these over so I don't get syrup all over them. And honestly, I never put butter on my pancakes. I purely just did it for aesthetic purposes. So these are my homemade pancakes. They are in my cookbook. And then this is just some pure maple syrup. Oop, it's getting all over. Okay, I am the most excited for these, so should have brought a knife. Okay. That might be way too big, but we're gonna try to do it anyway. Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm a maple syrup fanatic. I could drink maple syrup, so. Okay. I added some cinnamon, so they have that subtle cinnamon flair. My hands are very sticky. But it's okay. These are worth it. I really should have brought a knife, but it's too late now. So I've been pretty carefree. Well, I was pretty carefree up until the ages of 9 to 10. We moved back to the United States from China. If you didn't know, I used to live in China. And I was around 10 when we moved back. And I was homeschooled in China, so I didn't have any experience with public schooling at all. So when we moved back, I went to public school and it was very daunting to me. So I was incredibly shy, and a ton of people thought that I was mean and insensitive because I just appeared to be upset all the time and I didn't want to talk to anyone. I wouldn't talk to anyone unless they approached me, so it was really hard for me to make friends. So I only had a few really close friends growing up, but that was really all that I needed, to be honest. Like, having 2 or 3 close friends, I'd take that over having a lot of friends that are not very close. Also, if it appears that they are not cooked all the way through, it is because they're not. I'm gonna be honest. They were very thick, and I don't normally make huge thick pancakes, but it's okay because they're vegan. And I honestly like undercooked pancakes. Like, they taste like soft cookies, so. Okay, I need a savory break. It also didn't help, though, that I dressed like a walking thrift store. I looked pretty horrendous. I got some butter on my burrito. I was like, what the heck is that? I had to settle something. It's good. I also was obsessed with reading, writing, and coloring. I remember my favorite type of fictional books to write were the romance novels. I was obsessed with romance. Oh my gosh. The first drawing that like kickstarted my drawing career, for lack of a better word, was Master Chief from Halo. I drew a picture of him and I spent hours on it. And I was so proud of myself. It was my prized possession. And I'm gonna be honest, it was pretty good. And I was like 9 when I drew it. I don't have it anymore and I don't have a picture of it, so I'm sorry, but man, that's a throwback. This tofu scramble is a bomb. I'm so proud of myself. I always forget how good it is until I eat it again and I'm like, oh, that's good. Okay, so I'm actually pretty full, but I want a little bit more of the pancakes because they're just that good and I have a sweet tooth. Oops. Ooh. And yes, that was an accident. I swear it was an accident. Get out of the way. Okay. I'll try some with the butter. I'm just not the biggest fan. Like, all I need is maple syrup with my pancakes. Okay. It's good. I'm sorry I didn't bring a knife, guys. My goodness. Also, I'm sorry if the little bit undercooked pancakes is grossing you out. They're vegan and the ingredients are all safe to eat. And I promise you they're delicious. Okay. One more bite. Last bite. Alright, you guys, that is the end of this mukbang. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed my childhood throwback stories. It was kind of just a spur of the moment topic. I wasn't planning on really talking about anything, but it just happened. So I hope you enjoyed this mukbang. I actually did, like I said, you never know until you try. But it's not my favorite. Like, I'd rather do pancakes and waffles and like the sweet things. I'm a sweet gal. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. By the way, it's free. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.